really provide that opportunity to race against each other while they're practicing. All right, so whoa, look at that beautiful shot from that starting line camera, and where they're off.
Into the first few strokes, it looks pretty clean from all four of our crews here. Looks like North Palm Beach had a pretty decent start up in lane 1. And it is very, very even off the line across all 4 crews. But yeah, it does look like North Palm Beach may have just gotten the best start by a seat or 2 over the rest of the field. Still very, very tight, but as we start to settle into these base rhythms out of our start.
It looks like you're right there, Christian. It looks like North Palm Beach in that blue boat has put their bow just a little bit ahead of our pre-race favorite, the Gainesville area rowing A boat. The Gainesville B boat is solidly in third place, and then Lake Brentley is trying to maintain contact with the lead pack.
And this was an observation that you made, Joe. 3 of our 4 crews in the picture are actually starboard rigged boats, North Palm Beach being the only traditional port stroked boat. So that was an observation that was very interesting indeed for these second varsity 4s.
Yep, it's an interesting decision because I don't know about you, Matt. You've had a chance to switch the riggings on a 4 from port stroke to starboard stroke?
I have indeed, and a lot of times it comes down to, as you were talking about, who is your athlete who you want to deem the metronome? Who's going to be the person who can create a solid rhythm that everybody else can follow? So that stroke seat, while we typically, focus on that athlete, a lot of times they get the highlights, they get their names in the program. That doesn't mean that they're necessarily the physically strongest, but it means that they were usually the most consistent, can lay down a rhythm that everybody else can follow and everybody can propel together.
Yeah, the other thing is most of these boats are not equal width. They're narrower in the bow and narrower in the stern and wider in the middle. So in other words, in order to rig this boat, you would probably have to take the rigger from the bow seat and put it at stroke, and the rigger from stroke put in the bow seat, and then switch 2 and 3 around.
Yeah, and so as you mentioned, the starboard stroke versus port stroke over across the pond in the UK, the traditional rigging terminology, they were so dominant that port stroke was the normal side. They actually call that stroke side in the UK, with bow side being starboard. So stroke side is the ports, bow side is the starboards. So when you're switching that around, it doesn't quite hold up here. So we can determine starboard stroke and port stroke, but that tends to confuse our UK competitors.
Anything we can do to confuse them, because they're very fast.
They drive on the wrong side of the road too.
As they're through the halfway point, it is Gar A that has taken almost open water, but here comes Gar B on the bottom of your screen. They have been mostly down behind North Palm Beach, but they have brought it to almost level in the middle stages of this race. North Palm Beach is going to need to respond if they want to prevent a Gainesville 1-2, which would be quite the birthday present for head coach Garrett Bauer.
It certainly would, and this will be a significant accomplishment by the Gainesville area B crew, because their time in the race for lanes was 13 seconds, which is a little bit over 4 lengths behind the North Palm crew, and it looks like they're going to be singing happy birthday to the coach.
Yeah, and they have surged into the lead here. There is the Gainesville. I see one of the assistant coaches there, Thomas Spellman's a former teammate of mine, watching on his phone as well. And they will be cheering on both of their Gainesville area boats, trying to come down to the line as they are down to the final 500 meters for Gar A and now Gar B into first and second position respectively. North Palm Beach is really going to need to put in a charge here to overcome the momentum that Gar B has created. But here is a great shot of Gar A. And we will expect to see many other Gar boats in the future races dominate just like this one has.
Yeah, really nicely done. You can see the bow person, how when she goes out there, she really raises her hand for the last 3 inches of travel in order to take that blade and place it in the water, and she's really hooking it. And look at those coaches running along the side there cheering them on. They're going to be sucking gales of wind by the time they get down to the finish.
Yeah,
but they're hanging on as long as they could.
Yeah, not able to keep up with the speed of the GAR A boat. They've extended their open water lead, and it now looks like GAR B is also continuing to open up on the North Palm Beach. We're going to have a Gainesville 1-2 if everything holds. They're into the red buoys, 250 meters to go.
They still have the final sprints now to determine their final positioning, and it is GAR B now breaking open water over North Palm Beach as they enter the final red buoys here. But in the meantime, GAR A well out in front, looking to consolidate their state championship in the girls' second varsity 4. But all eyes are going to be on GAR B and North Palm Beach, trying to overturn their result from the race for lanes yesterday. And yes, GAR B with all of the momentum now, and that open water gap is widening, Joe.
It certainly is. That's a significant, that's almost a 20 seconds, a 20-second overtake over last, oh, how about yesterday? But it's a significant accomplishment. Now we're watching that lead crew go across.
Coming across the line now, it is GAR A taking the win in the girls' second varsity 4, but all the attention is going to be on GAR B. It's going to be a 1-2 finish for Gainesville area rowing, and a great happy birthday present for head coach Garrett Bauer. North Palm Beach, valiant effort, but could not convert that second place seeding to a silver. In the end, they will have to settle for the bronze, and rounding out the pack will be Lake Brantley High School. But congratulations to Gainesville area rowing. Their 2-4s are going to bring in some very valuable hardware.
Now, one might question, why is Christian so high on Gainesville? Could it be that their boathouse at University of Florida is very close to the GAR boathouse?